honor Marge Davis up to the microphone.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie's younger sister, as well as the proud new sister-in-law to Mike. First, I would just like to thank, on behalf of all of us, the two of them for inviting us to New York to celebrate this. It's been an excellent weekend already, so thank you. So Katie is 4 years older than me, and being 4 years older than me, she always sort of blazed the trail for us when we were kids. She was the first to have all the teachers and take the classes, and I just sort of followed in her footsteps in many ways. We played the same sports in high school. She was a little better than me always. That's okay. I followed in her footsteps, and I applied to Michigan as well. After college, Katie and I kind of went in our own direction. I landed in Chicago, and Katie landed in Buffalo, where she met the one and only Mr. Buff. I knew that Mr. Buff was a keeper when Katie told me that their first date, as you've heard, was spent drinking margaritas and watching Michigan football. I'm very excited for you two, and I cannot wait to hear and see what the future holds. I'd like to end quickly with a quote. A few years ago, I read the book Committed by Elizabeth Gilbert, and I loved a passage of it so much that I wrote it down many years ago, and then when I was trying to write this speech, it just seemed very appropriate and beautiful. So, if you will, the quote is, the poet Jack Gilbert wrote that marriage is what happens between the memorable. He said that we often look back on our marriages years later, and all that we recall are the vacations and the emergencies, the high points and the low points. The rest of it blends into a blurry sort of daily sameness. But it is that very daily sameness, the poet argued, that comprises marriage. Marriage is those 2,000 indistinguishable conversations, chatted over 2,000 indistinguishable breakfasts, where intimacy turns like a slow wheel. With that, I would like to propose a toast to Katie and Michael. Cheers.
Hey!
Hey!
Yeah, we can pass out the champagne.
Minor detail.
Okay, pass out the champagne.
Nick, that's the best thing you said all night.
You say that already. How's everybody stay in New York? Let's go around the room. Yeah. Talk amongst yourselves.
Let's have Ryan start.
All right, we're going to have Ryan start. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the more philosophical side of things, I'm going to turn things over to Ryan Scott.
Deep thoughts.
All right. Well, how's everyone doing? First of all, I'd like to thank David Moore for help the production and directing of my Best Man video. David, if you could stand up, I think that would be and all the camera work for that. Many of the ideas too. I wasn't told that I had to speak though. I thought the video was just it. Honestly though, I really feel ashamed of myself because I forgot my speech. And thankfully, the hotel had a gift store. I'm sure you didn't know that, but I was able to buy something to help me out with this. It's only about 300 pages. It's the Tom Nager's Guide to a Good Wedding Speech. I figured we could go through this one page at a time. Yeah. This is legit. Yeah. You can turn it around too. It's a much bigger photo. You can turn it around. It's a much bigger photo.
Ryan, I don't like you anymore. You're no longer my favorite goaltender.
You gotta open it up. You can read why don't you read the instructional page on page 1? Oh man. This is a replica of the speech Tom Nager used at his very own wedding. Follow this simple and fantastic speech page by page. Tom Nager was able to perform this incredible speech in just under 2 hours and 27 minutes. If done correctly, you should be able to open the car back up for last call. Additional pages have been inserted into the back of the binder just in case you'd like to add more people to thank. It just kind of goes on like that. I mean, I was going to leave this at the table over here if anyone would like any advice for future speeches. You may come over and gander at it.
See what you're doing.
But to get to the more serious part, you know, I've known Mike for a while, I'd say. Kind of all my life. I mean, we were so close, we were like brothers. It was ridiculous. So, wow, I never used that joke again. Anyway. But, you know, growing up, Mike, for those that don't know, was a huge celebrity at Time Warner. Huge. Today, they're taking pictures of him all through Times Square and everything. It's unbelievable. Camera crew, they're still here. It's unbelievable. So, you know, and we were in our basement when we were little. I'll never forget. We're in our basement. And I got like 5 friends over. Mike's announcing the entire basement and doing crowd noise. Anyone do that? Like, he's doing it every scores. He's so winded because he's breathing so much out. It was ridiculous. But then, you know, as we kind of got going, he grew up a little bit, he matured, and I'll never forget one day he was a little depressed because Mom found a magazine.
Yes!
In his room. Yeah, it was near his bed there. And she's like, when your father gets home, he is going to be so mad at you. And so Mike's on the stoop, he's just crying. He's crying. You know how your father is. You're done when your father comes home. So he's crying there. Dad gets home, he's like, what's wrong? He's like, Mom found my nudie mag, you know. And she goes, really? What'd she make you do with it? And all of a sudden Mike's like, maybe I'm out of trouble here. Throw it away. He goes, oh, well, which can did she make you put it in? He's like, no, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean that. No. What can? Show me the can that this magazine.
Can I tell you something? 80 degrees in New York, 3-piece suit. This is the first time I've started to sweat.
I had to do a couple spares. And, you know, and so Mike ages a little bit, and you can't tell by looking at it now, but he used to really like food. So he's coming home from Mighty Taco one day, and he's got nachos sitting on his seat. Bear in mind they're not deluxe. The deluxe is the biggest thing. You were really big about the deluxe then, remember that?
That's good.
So anyway, Mike's making a left-hand turn into our neighborhood, and the nachos start to slide. Well, Mike decides to let go of the wheel. I'll let you know that the nachos did survive. The car was smashed though. And in Mike's defense, he told Dad it was a deluxe. It was all fine. Once again, it was fine. I couldn't believe it. But, I don't know, I mean, I'm horrible at these speeches, as I can tell. Everybody's just looking at me. But on a serious note, Mike's been like best friend of me as I've grown up. You know, it's been amazing to have a brother like that. He's always got my back, and him and Katie were kind enough to let me live with him, and I was kind of mad at Katie for saying yes to this because it kicked me out. But little do they know, when they get back from Jamaica, I get a key, so I'm moving in. I was just letting them get settled down. Nah, just kidding. But you know, I think I speak on part of my family, and everybody here. We welcome Katie with open arms. She's just amazing. She's always there, and she's great with. Well, she was great with cats. She's so. But I don't know. She's just like Nick said. She always makes you happy. She's always smiling, and I think I speak for our family. I say welcome to the family, and welcome Davidsons to the Scott family. Unfortunately, here it is too. So
we're sorry,
guys.
Hey, can we drink the champagne now?
Here we go!
If we can get the champagne for these three right here.
Yeah, can we drink now, Ryan? What?
All right, so go ahead and lift up your glasses. And let's toast to Mr. and Mrs. Michael Scott.